Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our LinkedIn Live session today on transformation. My name is Sid Mukherjee, and I lead the transformation and knowledge services function at Teleperformance. Today, I have the pleasure of talking to Guy Kirkwood, who's the chief evangelist at UiPath, with whom we'll have a freewheeling chat about intelligent automation. Guy, thank you for joining me for this session. Do you want to briefly introduce yourself to our audience today?
Well, thank you very much indeed for inviting me, Sid. It's really nice to be here with the Teleperformance team. And in fact, I come from your world. I started my career, or spent the last 20 years anyway, as in business process outsourcing. And in fact, the organization I worked with immediately prior to UiPath was the first customer of what would become UiPath technology. And they operate in the contact center and outsourcing space, much like Teleperformance. My job at UiPath is Chief Evangelist. That is the best job and the worst job title in the world, I tell everyone. It's the best job because I get to engage and talk to people like you, and also, more importantly, to listen to what's going on in the market so I can pass that back to the organization, to my organization, so that we can stay ahead of the market. And we've been reasonably successful at that. It's the worst job title in the world because I have an inordinate number of people on LinkedIn who still get in touch with me and say they're so pleased that Jesus has entered my life. And I have to explain that I'm not that type of evangelist. But anyway, it's really nice to be here. And I think we're going to go through some questions now.
Right. So it's just to kick things off, it's been really fascinating to see how this automation industry is evolving and what analysts are now calling intelligent automation or hyper automation. Where is it that we are headed, Guy?
Automation has come a long way since it was created in 2002 by one of our competitors. Initially, it was a simple tool to focus on specific tasks. Automation has now developed into a digital transformation platform. With that increase in complexity has come interest from the industry analysts community, the likes of Gartner and Forrester and IDC and so on. Analysts get paid by companies to help them make decisions on what to buy and the differences between the various vendors in any given market or space. As such, they like to be unique. This is, of course, nonsense, as they all are looking at the same data and talking to the same vendors. So pretty much the only way they can differentiate themselves is to invent new ways of describing the same phenomenon. In the case of automation, this has created the plethora of terms for the new combined technology that RPA vendors are selling. Hyper-automation, hyper-intelligent automation, intelligent automation, whiz-bang automation, all describe the same thing. All right, I made the last one up. Does that answer your question?
So, what exactly is UiPath's vision of the fully automated enterprise?
UiPath is fundamentally reshaping how people work in governments, large enterprises, and smaller companies in almost every country in the world. We are the key that is able to unlock human potential by empowering workers through automation, by, as you said, Sid, enabling a fully automated enterprise. Becoming such an enterprise is not dependent on size, but a question of mindset. One where people think automation first is one where the right balance is found between what software robots do and what humans are freed up to do to add value to their organization. In this environment, all workers should know that automation can take on the endless, repetitive work that none of us enjoy anyway, allowing us to focus on qualities that only we as humans have: abstract thinking, creativity, innovation, passion, and community engagement. Our vision is a world where everyone has the power to automate. According to McKinsey, in the US alone, there are 2.6 trillion hours of work per year that is automatable. If RPA and AI can achieve anywhere near this, it means greater employee satisfaction, improved customer experience, and a much greater business value. To give you some examples of how this works in practice, City National Bank are using automation for better customer service by reaching new client onboarding time from 10 minutes down to under 1 minute. UiPath saves them over 40 hours of work per day. Nurses at Mater Hospital in Ireland used UiPath to disseminate COVID-19 test data, saving each nurse 3 hours a day to focus on patient care. And the United Nations International Computing Centre has partnered with us to accelerate the advancement and achievement of their 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. The UN is encouraging organisations in the UN family to use RPA so that they can effectively take on mission-critical, cause-based work related to poverty, hunger, clean energy, climate action, and education.
Thanks, Guy. Bringing the discussion a bit closer to our industry, how can automation transform the end customer experience and how do we fully embrace it?
It may seem strange for me to say this, as I'm working for a tech business, but the answer is not just about technology. Success in automation really is all about the people. In our experience, we've seen that disjointed operations and technologies create negative experience for employees, their colleagues, and the customers that they serve. It's not unusual for office workers to spend 15% of their day on swivel chair processing tasks, toggling between dozens of applications, and fewer than 10% of customers get the answers that they need when they need them. Automation makes it easier for all of you to help your customers and deliver personalized experiences. And it does this in 4 ways. Number 1, empowering customers to self-serve, helping them to resolve their own issues in the channel of their choice. Number 2, empowering you and your colleagues to deliver a personalized experience by getting the right information at the right time by relying on an attended robot to get data from the multiple different systems to which you have access. Number 3, improve efficiency across your front and back office, streamlining front to back processes. And number 4, deliver rapid results and flex as needs evolve by implementing automation in weeks, not months, and without the costly infrastructure changes. The best advice on scaling doesn't come from us at all, but from an analyst firm, Everest Group. They have literally written a book on this, a guide on the step-by-step journey from starting automation to have it spread throughout your entire organization. If you Google Everest RPA Playbook, you'll find it, and you can download it free from the UiPath website.
Thanks, Guy. Can you talk a bit about the increasing convergence of RPA and AI, especially in areas such as automated process discovery?
You will have probably heard that today data is the new oil, and it's true. The increasing ability of machines to learn and act intelligently has been important to help organizations make strategic decisions. When software robots can reason over data and use AI to make decisions, it's possible to unlock new possibilities that transform entire industries. It means that new levels of productivity can be reached, expanding automation to all sorts of new areas and processes. We see the growing of AI and RPA technologies, particularly when it comes to process mining and process discovery, because together they automate large areas of routine work when the tasks are fast, known, and repeatable. It's important to note that we don't believe in the power of AI not as a goal in itself, but as a set of technologies which power other products that, in the end, serves your goals. This is why we've built AI into every part of the UiPath platform. It allows our customers to scientifically discover automation opportunities more easily and more quickly. For process understanding, there are 2 steps: creation and maintenance. The direction of travel, although we're not there yet, is to create self-building robots. The system watches what you do, works out when there's a repeatable activity, and then automatically builds the robot for the human worker to check and then use. The second part is maintenance. Every process changes over time, we know that. So the system will continue to watch, and when things alter, it will work out what has changed and then correct itself again automatically to ensure that it can continue to help the worker. These are self-healing robots. I emphasize that we're not there yet. This is the future. Let me ask you a question. Sid, how is Teleperformance investing in upskilling its workforce in areas relevant to the future of work?
The future of work is super important for us in the services industry as we end up working for both the disruptors and the disrupted. The disruptors want us to partner with them in their innovation journeys, help them scale up through nonlinear means, help define digital customer experiences. On the other hand, the disrupted want us to speed up their transformation, improve customer experience while lowering the cost per transaction, eliminating non-value adding activities, automating manual tasks, analyzing customer interactions to drive up revenues. All of these require new skill sets in areas such as data sciences, robotics, artificial intelligence, and we are heavily investing in these TAP or technology, analytics, and process excellence skills. In fact, we just concluded a global botathon across our 15 largest regions where thousands of employees submitted automation ideas, got trained on RPA products such as UiPath, and finally built bots by themselves.
Very good. Second question, how can automation transform the role of the customer agent in the future?
Right. So at TP, we refer to our employees as customer success specialists, and we endeavor to equip them with all the tools and insight that they really need to absolutely delight customers during each interaction. We strongly believe that there's a role for both humans and machines, and that we need to balance high tech with high touch, robots with human empathy to drive outstanding customer experience. One of the most common challenges our customer success specialists face is having to toggle multiple applications on their desktop when they are responding to customer queries. And this takes up a lot of time and it results in human errors as well. This is a classic case for using robotic process automation, and the solution that we end up building is a unified screen where all the information that the customer success specialist needs is presented to them on that single screen, so they don't need to toggle multiple applications. And in the most recent implementation that we did for a bank in Latin America, we managed to reduce average handling times by 30% and human errors by 60%. So that was a great example of automation driving up human productivity. Besides RPA in the customer experience space, we're also witnessing many other forms of automation, such as AI-enabled chatbots, voice bots, email bots, messaging bots, and now we are starting to see a huge convergence of different forms of automation. One of our large clients, a large European retailer, was experiencing huge spikes in call volumes during COVID, and we figured that 30% of the calls were due to order cancellation. So we ended up building a voice to messaging solution to deflect all those calls to WhatsApp, configured a digital assistant within WhatsApp to get the customer email ID and order number, and then triggered a UiPath bot to cancel the order in the system and send a confirmation email to the customer. So this was a great example of automation helping manage spikes in human workload. And we have numerous such other examples where we've built automations that help drive human productivity and allow people to focus on greater value addition, more empathy during customer conversations, while the repetitive, mundane tasks are done by bots. So I think we are nearing the close of our session today. Guy, thank you for all your valuable insights. Any final thoughts that you'd like to leave our audience today with?
I suppose if I was to sum up what we've covered, it would be to say that it's about time. It's about time to look at automation to help you enjoy your work more. And it's about time to help the customers who you serve to receive a better service. There's a brilliant quote from the chief executive of one of our larger customers who has a significant customer service and contact center operation in Ireland. He said, "Since we put in automation, the mood music of our business has changed. We have happier employees, and we now measure our service in terms of compliments rather than complaints." That said, has nothing to do with technology. It is all about culture change, and it is the future shape of work. I urge everyone at Teleperformance to make it yours. Thank you very much indeed for inviting me.
Thank you, Guy. Thank you also to our audience who've been patiently listening. I hope this has been worth your time. At Teleperformance, we constantly try and bring you some of the best thought leaders on digital transformation on our LinkedIn Live forum. If there are any specific topics you want us to explore in the future, then please drop in a line in the comments below and we'll include it in our future sessions. Thank you and goodbye for now.